Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of the show. My name is Extus Justin, and if you're watching this interview anywhere else but within our private community called High Ticket Client Interaction Insider Circle or private Facebook group, then be sure to come join us. We'd definitely love to have you. Now, that group was put together specifically for coaches, consultants, service providers who are serious about getting consistent high ticket clients and growing their businesses to that 6 and that 7 figure level. So if that's you, definitely come check us out. We'd love to have you. Now, today I have a friend of mine here, Anne Iarchy. Hey, Anne, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes. And I know before we talked, I would not be pronouncing your name that way. I'd be pronouncing it a whole different way. But so Anne, tell us, what is it that you do?
So I am a weight loss and healthy lifestyle coach. I help mostly self-employed women who are lacking energy, confidence, self-esteem due to their weight and health issues, to regain that and be the best they can be, both for productivity at work but also for life in general.
Yeah, awesome. And what got you started in this realm?
Probably my own issues. So I used to work in the corporate world, and I really struggled to combine work and a healthy lifestyle. And being very, very busy, traveling a lot, I was the last person on the priority list. But also, when I reached out for help, I found that it was very, very hard for many people that I reached out on to understand what kind of life I was living. And for most personal trainers or GPs, it was all or nothing.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't help me to make my life, which, at the time I couldn't change. My work was my work. So how do you combine that? And obviously my self-esteem, confidence and happiness in general was quite impacted by all it as well. And after a fun afternoon out at work where I tore the ligaments in the knee, I realized that, when I was doing the rehab, I realized that, I wanted to make a career change, or I was always interested in the human body as such. And I just thought, let's do a personal trainer's course and let's see what happens. It took me a few extra years before I changed careers. But once I made the career change, I decided that the people that I wanted to help were the people that actually were struggling with the same things that I used to struggle with. And, over the years, I realized that there was much more than just training. There's a whole nutrition, there's a whole mindset, sleep, stress, all that. It became as a lifestyle as opposed to anything else.
Yeah, I think that's so powerful, what you just said here as far as the lifestyle, because I truly believe that with success, I've seen I guess there's a different philosophies where most individuals who are looking for success, one of the things they do is they say, well, let me go find the quick fix, or let me go find the one thing I could just do that's going to fix my life, fix my business. And I believe that the best way to succeed is to not look for the quick fixes, but more come from a place of how do I make the things I have to do a lifestyle? Because if you make it a lifestyle, then you become that person, you become that business owner, that entrepreneur, and you get the results versus someone who's just dabbling in a sense. So I love what you just said here. Now, something you mentioned as you were speaking, you said did you say you took a personal training course? So you became a personal trainer?
Yep.
Oh, good. Nice. How was that process? How long is it, does it take to become a personal trainer?
So at the time, things have changed over the years, but at the time it was well, I did it while I was working full time. So it took me 2.5 years, but I wasn't in a rush. But all in all, it probably would have taken about probably 8 months, 9 months if I had done it, together, one after the other.
Yeah.
How you can become a personal trainer in a week or 2 weeks or whatever, and get insurance and do whatever you want. So it's quite scary.
Yeah. I guess things are really, moving pretty fast, right? Yes. Now, in terms of your clients wise, the individuals that come to you, because with personal, I guess, personal training, those different types of things, there's the external and the internal. With your clients you work with, how much are you finding in terms of, is it the external techniques that they need, or is it more the mindset? What do you find in terms of that?
So I'd say that a massive part, so they come to me for the external thing, but actually what they need is the internal bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, people are still, when they think of weight loss, they still think about diet and exercise. Very few people think of the whole mindset, habits, and environment as such. So to me, weight loss is a byproduct of living a healthy lifestyle. But most people come with, I want to lose weight, help me just do that. And when I start going into more things, they're just like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. I was just expecting you to give me a diet, tell me what exercises to do, make me do them, because I have no, I don't want to do, I don't enjoy exercising. So I come to you to make it happen. But no one really realizes that there's much, much more to it. And that's one of the reasons why most people, they stop and start all the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have a background in marketing as well too?
As of marketing?
Yeah. Do you have a marketing background?
So the companies I always used to work for were startup companies or small companies. So I was part of the marketing team in the sense that, I had to do a lot of marketing. So I don't have a formal marketing background, but yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Would you say marketing is one of your strong points?
Um, it's it's something that I have to do. I enjoy doing it though. I love putting the message out there. Would I love to have someone that helping me with all the bits and pieces that come with marketing? Yes, I would, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
But I enjoy the challenge.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Yeah. So, and you said with your clients, when they come to you, they typically come to you for whether it's a diet, the weight loss, the external things. And what you find is that, well, it's the external, but there's a big part about it, which is the internal, because the internal world affects the external. And I think it's the same thing with what I do as well too, because as I help coaches, consultants, scales at 6 at 7 figure level, most of them come to me and they believe that the reason why they're not getting the results that they're getting is simply because they just don't know what techniques are. And sometimes they don't know what the techniques are, and we show them a lot of the best techniques. But ultimately, where I realize the biggest breakthroughs come is in that mindset, the way they think about what it is that they do. And that's where the biggest transformations that come from. And with yourself as well too, with your clients, in terms of your process, how does working with you look when you do work with clients?
When they start working with me,
Yeah.
what do I tell them? So the first thing to me is, and exactly what you said. For me, weight loss is like any other project. So I start with finding the why they want to achieve what they want to achieve. How is it going to change their life, so that when motivation is low or when they're struggling, they got that reason why they want to do it that will keep them going. And for me as well, knowing what their why is will help me to remind them of it when I see them kind of struggling a little bit. And then we look at all the habits that they currently have. So yes, for instance, I don't prescribe any diets. If someone wants to do keto, if someone wants to do, I don't know, intermittent fasting, whatever they want to do, I'll support them. But I want them to be aware that that is kind of a lifestyle choice that they choose, and make sure that they know how to do it within their current life. So I look at what they currently do, and I help them make the changes that they need to make to achieve the results that they want to make. I ask masses of questions. I I make them think about what they do and how they themselves feel that they can make changes, what they feel comfortable with the changes that they want to make, and then take step by step.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is a process like building a business. It's exactly the same. So yes, it's really about finding the first few things that they're comfortable with and build up on that.
Yeah. Awesome. I love it. I love it. And what you just shared here, it's like, I think it's the most powerful pieces for powerful coaching program where you start off with a why, because I believe most people who get into wanting to teach and help individuals, they always come from a place of self-interest, which is what's in it for me, versus it seems like your approach is more an approach of, okay, let me uncover that person's why, because it's not just what I want for them, but if I could help them get in touch with their why, that's going to keep them on track to keep pushing forward when it does get difficult, or when things does get a little bit trying, because it's their why, it's not mine, it's theirs. They will be, in a sense,
Yeah.
motivated. And the second thing you mentioned was habits, as far as helping individuals change habits, and that's so powerful, because I know that in life and business, literally, as they say, you are what you repeatedly do. And if you don't have any type of process where you're helping someone change those habits that they have, then it's inevitable that eventually we'll drift back into those old patterns, as far as what they do. And I think the final thing you said is questions, asking the right questions, having people question their beliefs, their thoughts, all these different things. So I definitely think what you have going on here is a pretty powerful combination to help individuals improve their life, their health, and all of those different pieces. So what drives you? What gets you up in the morning to where you're just fired up to do this?
Um, See people change, see
Mm-hmm.
people become a different person, be happy, be the person that they know inside is there, but they didn't manage to release. For me, that's kind of the most exciting thing, is giving a person or my client a new lease of life. That for me is kind of the most exciting thing. You know, when I get a phone call from a client who says, "I've just been to the doctor and I'm off my medication," or "I've been on my first date since a few years," or, you know, "I had the confidence to resign and I'm starting my own business." All these things I've seen, you know, throughout the years that I've been doing it, which is just over 10 years now. And it's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It's really exciting.
Yeah, awesome. You've been doing it for 10 years.
Yes.
Goodness. Nice. That's wonderful. So in essence, so you said before you got it. Well, so you said, but because you said you were in a job that you really didn't like at the time, right? And you ended up leaving, get into doing this stuff as well too. So in essence, do you believe, because right now would you consider yourself an entrepreneur?
Yeah, potentially.
Mhm.
There's probably still a few bits that needs to be put in place before I can call myself an entrepreneur. Yeah.
hmm Now, what type of mindset? Because I know if I'm making a change like that, just like I got interviewed by my friend today, and she was asking me like, "Hey, what caused you to leave?" Because I spent like 8 years in the U.S. Marines, and she said, "What caused you to leave the U.S. Marines to want to get into helping people with their businesses and stuff like that?" And for me, it was more based on I felt like I had been studying because I spent 8 years in the U.S. Marines. First 4 years, I was kind of like all about the U.S. Marines, so I just cared about that. But then when I realized, okay, I probably won't be doing this for much longer. The last 4 years, what I did was I said, I got to start educating myself. I got to start learning, and I got all the books, all these different things. And I came from a place of being a really pessimistic type of person to now having the confidence, having the belief, having all these different things, simply because I went through that training process of educating myself. And that's what caused me to feel comfortable leaving the U.S. Marines and just go down and start my own business. Now, for you, how did your transition happen? What made it to the point where you were able to leave, to feel comfortable and say, you know what, I've had enough of this. Let me go do this and be comfortable and just move forward with it.
It's a very good question. So I used to love what I was doing, only because I used to work in small companies and I had a lot of autonomy. And then the last company I worked for got acquired by a much larger company, and I just didn't enjoy the culture in the new company. At the time, the first thing you do is look for something similar somewhere else, and I didn't find anything that was exciting enough. I had done my personal training course, and I said, you know what? This is the opportunity to say if what I think I will enjoy doing, I really would enjoy doing. Um, I just jumped from one day to another, which is a bit scary. I had no plan. I had obviously no experience. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a website. I didn't have, I didn't know anything about social media marketing. I had a lot to learn, let's say that way. Mm-hmm. It wasn't easy. The first year I just went with it and see what was going to happen. I quickly realized that, unless I get support and help, I wouldn't make it. And then I got a business coach who helped me, structure things, package my services. I got introduced to someone who was doing local online marketing, and we did an exchange program. So I was helping her losing weight, and she was, she put up my blog and my Twitter account and all the stuff that I had no clue how to do. She taught me how to blog. There was a massive learning process there. But I enjoy doing it. Again, I think the stresses of running your own business are high, but they're enjoyable at the same time because it's yours. So yeah, it's definitely been a journey. Yeah. And even then, you know what, when I got to a point where I thought, things are going really well, then I thought I wanted to open like a weight loss center. So I got some massive overheads, and then things went downhill again. And, it's a journey. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's an incredible journey.
Yeah, that's so powerful. So in the interview I did, it was like maybe 3 days ago, actually, another interview. But the question the guest asked me was, or the question the host asked me was like, in essence, like what exactly, like what's the one thing that you would do, like recommend to someone who's like either just getting started or doing whatever. And for me, my one thing was like, hey, you got to get professional help as quickly as possible, because there's just so much to learn that if we try to go at it just by ourselves and try to figure it out on our own, it's just going to take way too long. So in your experience, have you had would you say you've had a lot of mentors over the years that kind of help you figure out a lot of the stuff you need to figure out?
I did, yes. I still have. I think it's massively important. It is important though to find the right person. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I have hired people that weren't the right people, and actually that is taking you down even more than anything else. So finding the right person is very, very important. You have to be able to bounce ideas off. You have to trust the person 100% as well. You have to admire the person, what they've done. And yeah, it's a big, but it's not just when it comes to business. You also have to work on your mindset. And that's one of those things which, up until the time where I hit kind of a barrier, I never understood where mindset came into play. For me, kind of mindset was, oh, well, I've got the right mindset, who cares? Mm-hmm. But it's only when I hit a tumble zone that I was just like, now I know what everyone is talking about when it comes to mindset. So yeah, big one. Yeah.
It's so powerful. It's so powerful. The same with me as well. So I think I really understood the concept of mindset when I hit rock bottom, right? So with my story, when I first started my consulting business, I went through so much of income because when I left the U.S. Marines, I had about $30,000. I blew through that. Then my $70,000 in retirement savings blew through that. Then I racked up like a $30,000 credit card bill and stuff. I was like in a whole amount of debt, about 130,000 and a lot more. But when I really figured out mindset was when I was in my apartment in California, no family, no friends, a small tiny apartment, and I had like $1,597 in my bank account, and I literally had to use the last $1,000 to pay my last month's rent, and then $500 to buy a plane ticket back home because my business just didn't work. Um, but it made me realize when I think back on it, it was like almost like that was predictable. And the reason why I kind of knew that was predictable is because I had the thought of it not working. Like actually, the thought of it not working was in my mind a lot more than the thought of it working. And that's when I started realize like it was like almost like deja vu because I kind of saw myself having to downgrade my apartment. I saw myself having to move back home. I saw myself. I just saw it before it happened, and just because basically whether the emotion that was in it when it was going on, but the emotion attached to the visualization of it, it just happened. It happened pretty fast. And that's when I realized, okay, I have to change. I have to take a different approach. I got to figure out this mindset thing because if not, it's just going to keep happening over and over again. So for you, do you have any mindset tips or techniques that someone could do that could help them with their mindset? Do you have any that you do for yourself?
So yeah, the first thing I do in the morning is tell myself that today is going to be a great day. And then one of the things, I'm not one of those that is for gratefulness journals or whatever, but in the evening before I go to bed, I write down one amazing thing that happened during that day. So it's not something that I'm grateful for or something like that. That's a bit too woo-woo for me, but one great thing that happened during the day. And that kind of really helps to start the day in a good way and to finish the day in a good way. And I do a lot of planning as well. So I have not just my to-do list, but I do quite a lot of planning. And I am a big believer that if you don't plan, you don't succeed. So there's always room for improvement. But yes, definitely something that needs to be done.
Yeah, perfect. Love it. And final question. So what would you say is the one skill, skill that you've kind of developed over your lifetime to be here today that's gotten you to your level of success? What do you think is that one skill that you've developed that caused you to get there? I know there might be quite a few, but if you had to just say one, what would that one be?
Probably consistency.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, if I was up or down, being consistent. Like I have some people I know, they say, you always there on social media, no matter what. And it's true. I am always there. I always post, I always comment, no matter in what mood I am, no matter if I'm on a good day or a bad day or, not feeling it, even, especially now, being stuck at home, I had some bad days as well. You just have to keep going, no matter what.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Consistency. That's definitely a key to success here. That's one of the principles. So guys, if you take nothing from this interview today, take what Anne just shared with you here, which is you got to be consistent. Whatever you decide to get into, whatever it is, you got to be consistent. Consistency is the only way you'll get out on the other end with the results that you want. If not, might as well do something different, right? Get into something you can be consistent about. Awesome, Anne. Well, hey, thank you so much for being here. Now, if someone wanted to get in touch with you, what is the best way for them to be able to reach out?
So my website, which is annearchy.com. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere.
Yeah, all the main platforms. Yeah. Awesome, guys. So what
I'm not on TikTok though.
No, not on TikTok. Why not? Why not?
Not yet. I'm not yet. I haven't. I've seen a few things, but I'm not there yet. So.
Yes. I thought you'd be on there doing what is it?
Yeah.
One of those.
I'm not that kind of person, but yes. Otherwise, I'm on Amazon as well.
Uh-huh.
I've got a book out, 5 Simple Steps to Releasing the Review.
Hmm.
So that's another way of getting in touch.
Awesome. Perfect, guys. Well, and I'll have all Anne's links right below this video. So if you want to check her out, if you want to follow her and see what she's up to, click on the links below and be sure to do so. Well, with that being said, Anne, hey, appreciate you for making the time to be here today. Do you have
Thank you
any
for
final
having
words?
me.
Yeah, do you have any final words before we end for the day?
The rest of the day will be celebrating my dad's birthday tonight over
Mhm.
Zoom because we stuck home with the virus. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Well, you have fun back there. Tell your dad this random stranger named Extus Justin said happy birthday. Okay, he'd be like, huh? Yes, yes, awesome. Well, you enjoy and we'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you very much.
Awesome.